Yo, what up guys? My name's Rar. Welcome back to Warg Logic, and today we're going to explain a bit about Archeage and what people do on a daily basis and what they grind for. To start off with, let's talk about honor, which is one of the main things people like to grind for. You can grind honor by killing reds during war or conflict time in certain areas. You can grind honor by doing the Crimson Rift or Grimgrass Rift, which ironically also give you infusions, which is something else people grind for. Mistamera, which happens 3 times a day. Every time Mistamera goes in war, you can do Aegis or Whale Song, which also give you honor on top of some other goodies, which people like to grind for. Those happen every time either one of those zones go into war. You can do Abyssal, which happens on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, I believe an hour and a half before reset happens, or you can do Luskas, which happen every day an hour before reset happens, and they both go down in the Sea of Graves. House is another good one, which you can do twice every time it pops. It is an instance that only happens during certain times throughout the day. And lastly, you can do the Fall of Haram, which only happens during a certain period of time throughout the day, which also gives you infusions, which brings us to our next topic. Infusions is another big thing people grind for, since that's what you need to upgrade the major gear people are going for right now, which is the Hiram gear. Things you can do for infusion, which some that I've already mentioned, the Crimson Rift or the Grimgrass Rift or the Fall Haram can give you infusions from all those. You can go do your daily grinding in Diamond Shores or Sun Gold or X-Logs or Reedwind. Those all give you some type of infusions if you grab the right quests. And Western Hiram Mountains, there are 3 different quests up there, and there's also 3 free quests you can get through the in-game shop that also help you grind out some infusions. Gilda Stars are something else people like to grind for a lot. You'll get a certain set of quests that are specific to your character, which will all give you Gilda Stars and some type of gold. You can do certain quests throughout the zones that all give you some type of Gilda Stars if you can go find them correctly. Or you can go kill bosses, which I believe give you 1 Gilda Star each, give or take depending on what the boss is. If you're more into PvP and you feel like you want to grind out some Curious badges, you can go queue up for the arenas. All of them at some point give you some type of Curious badge if you do really good, or I believe some of them also give you infusions. I hope you're in a guild, because if you're in a guild, you can grind out some prestige dailies, which also give you a bunch of goodies in that shop as well. And lastly, who doesn't need gold? You can also farm some gold by running packs, crafting, farming mobs, or getting some occasional boss drops which sell for a pretty penny. All you have to do to grind out some gold is just find the right way for you and it will come natural. And we almost forgot about Vocation, which is primarily used for growing things for other crafting materials. Now that I've somewhat explained of what everything is and what people grind for, let me show you what a typical reset looks like. Alright, so first things first, prior to reset, you want to make sure you're inside the reset raid so you don't get left behind by everybody else. Once reset does happen, you're going to go ahead and unlock all your quests. So when it comes to your daily quests, your guild quests, and your fam quests, make sure to get your login badge as well. First thing on our list is going to be the Crimson Rift, so go ahead and pick up your Crimson Rift quests. You're going to head over, you're going to do the Crimson Rift. At the end of Crimson Rift, it spawns a world boss. You're going to go ahead and kill those world bosses real quick. Once those world bosses have died, y'all are going to port over to Diamond Shores, pick up your first Western Hiram kill quest, and do bunker all at the same time. When you finish killing your bunker and doing your first quest, you're going to go over and turn that quest in, and y'all are going to pull over to the Western Hiram Mountains, where you're going to pick up another 3 quests to go kill things as well, and make sure you go into your marketplace shop and pick up your 3 free quests as well. Once you're done there, you're going to turn all those in, and y'all are going to port over to Reedwind, which is going to be the exact same thing, except this kill quest is going to ask you to kill 100 things, and once you finish killing those things, y'all are going to turn that quest in, and you're going to do the exact same things over in the X-Lock region and the Sun Gold Field regions, which those are only ask you to kill 50 each. Now they got all of those kill quests out of the way, you're going to probably disband the raid at this point, so you're going to be solo from here on out. You're going to try to queue up for your Fall Haram and Halsey instances, which could take you a bit to get into, but give it a chance. It shouldn't take too long. Once you get those out of the way, you're going to start watching your map for the Aegis and Whalesong Harbor and Mistamera. Whenever they go to war, you're going to make sure to participate in those to get some nice honor going for yourself. All while you're waiting for those to go to war, you still have your personal dailies to finish up. You have your other guild dailies you want to do. You have some fam dailies you can knock out. And you still have time to spend some labor and make some gold as well. So the guild dailies we've already done. We've already killed the world boss. We've already done the bunker. So what we can do is run our pack over in Diamond Shores and do the Blue Salt Brotherhood quest. I don't recommend doing the other 2. One isn't very cost effective and one does not give you a ton of prestige. The other things you can start knocking out of the way is your fam quests. One of them asks you to run a pack from one side of the ocean to the other side of the ocean, which doesn't take too long, but I hope you have a fast clipper because people will try to kill you over these. There is also a family-oriented quest where it would take at least 2 or more family members to complete, and it gives you a good chunk of vocation. You're going to pick that up at any community center. And the same thing with the last one on your fam quest. It asks you to go over to the community center where you're a resident at, which means you have built a house there. And it will ask you to complete a certain set of tasks. And once you're done with that, you've completed all your fam dailies. Now, you will also have a list of your personal dailies to get some nice Gilda or some extra gold. They can go from anywhere from killing things in certain regions to spending labor on certain tasks like carpentry or tailoring. One of them specifically asks you to go kill some things or complete certain dungeons. There are ones to ask you to go make certain packs in certain regions. And the super easy ones are just asking you to, in general, spend labor. Like I've mentioned before, while you're doing all your dailies, you're going to look out for Mistamero, Aegis, and Wellsong Harbor. So whenever they go into war, you're going to try to participate and do those quests over there. And by this point, you should have completed most of your dailies. You still probably have a good chunk of labor to spend, and now all you have to do is spend your labor and make some gold with whatever you have left over. But we also can't forget that an hour and a half before reset happens the next day, you probably want to log in before reset actually happens to be able to knock out your Luskas and Abyssals all at the same time as well. And that's it. There you have it. That's what a daily life looks like in Archeage when you're trying to do as many dailies as you can possibly get out of the way and be as proficient as possible. Not to say that there aren't a ton more that you can be doing or some other quests that I more than likely have very well left out. But this is just the good chunk of majority of what most people do every day or what some options that you can do, or maybe I mentioned something that you didn't know or forgot about. So jump on, do some dailies, get some grind going, and have some fun.